Hi, I'm Mark. This is my June review for Gemini Sun sign and Gemini rising. We have a great month this month because we have a solar eclipse in your sign and in the first house for you. Also, there's two of the major aspects of this year that come exact during the month, so a lot happening. We start the month with the Sun making a conjunction with the Moon's North Node. This is our spiritual way forward. So this again is a good opportunity to move forward in a way that suits you and in a way that is in keeping with who you want to be. So you can make changes, you can make personal changes with this in your first house. You may want to change your appearance, you may want to change how you behave with other people, or you may want to change a number of things. But as long as this is in keeping with who you want to be, then this is good. It's no good changing just for the sake of it. It has to be in keeping with your way forward. We also have another aspect on the same day. The Sun makes a positive aspect to Chiron. Now Chiron's in your 11th house. This is a good time to assess your dreams. It's a good time to network and involve other people in what you want to do and the way forward. They can help you and you can achieve much. It's also a good time to work within groups and to get feedback from other people. On the 2nd, we have a major aspect of the year, Uranus square Saturn coming into a tight orb, and will be exact on the 14th of June. Now this is the second time it's exact. The first time was in February and the last time will be in December on the 24th. So we have a whole year of this aspect, and it will probably carry on a little bit into next year as well. So the effects of this are what? Well, this aspect can cause a lot of civil unrest. It can cause issues with social justice. It can cause problems with structures, because Saturn represents structures, and Uranus is rebelliousness, so there's rebellion against some of the structures that are in place. Also, it can have a profound effect on our weather system. A positive effect that comes out of this joining of the two is it raises the status of women in our society. The last time these came together in 76, 77, Mrs. Thatcher came to prominence in the UK and was Prime Minister, and it raises the status of women. This time we have our first female Vice President in the US, and also just recently the first female jockey has won the Grand National race in England. So that is good to come out of this aspect. For you, Uranus is in your 12th house, so you may not be aware of the effects it's having. Uranus can bring unrest and a desire for change, but you may not know or understand where this is coming from. The structure and Saturn in your chart is in the 9th house, so this is your beliefs. So there's challenges coming up within your belief system that you maybe need to adjust to and to change. The problem is with this aspect, both planets are in a fixed sign, so neither are willing to give way that much. So we need to learn compromise. The key to the compromise will be through our second biggest aspect of the year, and that's Saturn Chiron. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Also on the 2nd, there's an aspect that may help you unravel some of the things that are going on within, because Mars makes a positive aspect to the Black Moon Lilith, who is also in your 12th house. So you'll be able to see yourself more clearly. You'll be able to see your unconscious motivations with this aspect. It may give you some insight into what you need to change and how to do it. On the 3rd, Venus moves into Cancer and your 2nd house. She immediately makes a trine aspect to Jupiter, which is a very positive, feel-good aspect, and Jupiter's in your 10th house. This is a good day for money and for your career and advancing or taking opportunities in these areas. You'll also be very sociable as well and well organised, because the Sun makes a positive aspect to Saturn on that day. So it's a good day to organise your resources. Just one thing to be aware of, your ruler Mercury makes a square aspect to Neptune, and this will put a fogginess around your mind and your thinking and your communication. So just be aware of this so that you make sure everything's clarified and everything's clear in your mind. This Mercury square to Neptune hangs around for 5 days, so it'll affect the next two oppositions that are coming up. The first on the 4th is when Mars makes opposition to Pluto. Now, Mars in your second house, again, of finances, so there could be struggles concerning money or other people's money, and these need to be ironed out. And also on the 6th, you have the Sun making opposition to Juno. Juno's in your 7th house. This is all about your relationship. So again, you need to compromise. You need to decide whether it's you who need to take charge or whether your partner needs to take charge, and compromise and work it out together. On the 7th, Pluto makes another aspect. This time it's to the Black Moon Lilith in your 12th house. This is a positive aspect, so it's a good time to work with the shadow side or your unconscious side and find out the motivations that are going on. Anything that surfaces during this time you have to deal with, so you can create harmony in your life. Then on the 8th, we have the second biggest aspect of the year that comes into a tight orb. This is between Chiron and Saturn. Now, we mentioned this earlier, that Chiron can be the bridge and the healing planet to bring Uranus and Saturn together in that difficult square they're forming. Now, this aspect will be exact on the 24th of June and will happen again towards the end of November. So again, we've got time to work with this. But Chiron will pour understanding on the issues that these two are bringing up, and maybe dissolve some of the issues so that things can move forward. Chiron is a planetoid. Its orbit is between Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is the last visible planet for us to see, and Uranus is the first invisible planet. So Chiron floats between the two. He has an erratic orbit, but he can bring these two to the table so they can discuss things, and we can put healing and we can put wisdom in place so that we can all move forward. On the 10th, we have a solar eclipse. This is an annular eclipse, total in Gemini at 19 degrees. Now, this eclipse belongs to the Saras 5 North series, and these series are renowned to bring hunches, visions, dreams, messages, either from the unconscious or the psychic realms, and these need to be adhered to and acted upon. This eclipse, if you're born between the 5th and the 15th of June, it's going to hit you directly. Or if you have a rising sign between 14 and 24, again it's going to be bang on. And if you have mutable signs, planets in signs between 15 and 25 degrees, that's Pisces, Sagittarius and Virgo, you'll also have a major effect from this eclipse. Now, for you Gemini, it's in your first house, so this means there'll be a lot of changes on the way. If it's your birthday, this will affect your year ahead chart, and the whole year will be affected by more than one change, many changes. For all Geminis, being in the first house, it's time to reinvent yourself. There'll be new things coming along, new opportunities, there'll be big changes, so you need to be prepared for this. Also, with the eclipse in the mutable sign, there's going to be a free-flowing energy around. Things will happen very, very easily. So you just need to make sure you're aware of what's going on around you, because these changes can happen very quickly. There could be a series of small changes, or there could be a major change. But you need to tap into these and go with the flow. Some might not be as good as others, but they're all there to help you grow. With this eclipse in your first house, it's about reinventing yourself, or something about yourself, getting noticed. This is a continuation of what we spoke about on the first of the month when the Sun was conjunct the North Node. This adds to this impetus to make these changes. It may be difficult to explain what you're doing to people because the Sun is conjunct to the ruler Mercury, who's retrograde, but he will move direct later in the month, and you'll find the words then to describe how you feel and what the process you're going through is. There's also a chance to balance in the unconscious zones, because Ceres and Uranus make a conjunction on the 10th for 3 days. Now, this will help you balance the unconscious desire to nurture and the unconscious desire to be free. These two can be balanced with this aspect happening. On the 12th, Venus plugs into the two major aspects we were talking about. They're becoming exact soon. So she'll shed a different light on things. She'll soften things down a bit. And being in the second house, you'll be able to look at things from the perspective of values and what you value, and maybe heal some of the rifts around. Mars moves into the third house on the same day, and this is Leo, so the fire will be ignited. You'll be very busy in the third house area, your local environment, over the next few weeks. Then on the 13th, the Sun makes a square to Neptune. Neptune's in your 10th house. This is a time when you need to just chill out, relax, and look at where you are, and see, especially about your destiny or your career, your way forward. See where you need to go in the future. This is a good day to take stock of things and perhaps just relax and chill out. On the 20th, Jupiter moves retrograde. This is till the 18th of October. But as with all planets, we can work with the energy while it's retrograde. And the lessons to be learned of Jupiter when he's retrograde in the 10th house is to earn the respect of your superiors. The other lesson is to value honour. Put honour before material possessions. On the 21st, the Sun moves into Cancer, and that's your second house, so the emphasis will change to finances and areas of the second house now. Venus is already in that second house and makes a positive aspect to Neptune, so there's a good chance to use your creativity now to make money or come up with ideas to make money or to advance in your career area. Then on the 22nd, Mercury, your ruler, goes direct, so this is another good sign for you. You just need to allow a couple of weeks for him to get into full swing. On the 24th, we have a full moon in Capricorn, but on the lead up to that, on the 23rd, there is a very powerful opposition between Venus and Pluto. Now, the full moon is a time of intense energy anyway, but this will make it even more intense. And you could have impulses that come out from the subconscious all of a sudden, so you just need to be aware of yourself the whole time so that you have control. The full moon in Capricorn is about success, it's about achieving, it's about finishing things off. And it's also in your 8th house, which is about balancing what you give, what you receive. Also, it brings up the money houses, so it could be your finances or your partner's finances, shared resources that are highlighted here, and there may be some large expenditures or maybe some money coming in. We also have an aspect between Venus and the Black Moon Lilith, and this is a time when you can look into the unconscious and see where you need to make changes, where you need to balance, that will stand you in good stead later on. On the 25th, Neptune goes retrograde in the 10th house. Now the lesson here is about power and authority, and to use it wisely and compassionately when dealing with others. On the 27th, Mars makes a positive aspect to the North Node, and it's a good time to push forward on your own, get things done. It's a good time to use that Mars energy to find yourself that little niche and then explore that. On the 30th, Mars plugs into the two major aspects as Venus did, but this time we're very different because Mars will add that tension to these aspects, and it could be that there could be explosive tension, so you need to be aware of this and to avoid anger in situations. Mars is in your 3rd house, so mentally you could be very irritable and very uptight about things, so just try and calm it down till this aspect passes. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And happy birthday to all you Geminis.